오는 11월 버지니아주 총선거를 위한 민주당 예비선거가 6월 11일에 치러집니다. 이번 예비선거에는 애니시 초프라 버지니아주 기술장관이 버지니아 부지사직에 민주당 후보로 도전하는데요. WKTV 본 방송에선 이번 예비선거에 출마할 애니시 초프라 후보와 단독 인터뷰를 갖고 그의 삶과 공약을 들어봤습니다. 홍은영 기자가 애니시 초프라 후보를 만나봤습니다.
미 연방정부 역사상 최초의 CTO, 즉 최고 기술 책임자로 지명됐었고 버지니아주 기술장관을 맡았던 애니시 초프라가 버지니아 부지사직에 도전할 민주당 후보를 뽑는 6월 11일 예비선거에 출마합니다. 버지니아주를 최고의 기술을 선도하는 주로 만들겠다고 밝힌 애니시 초프라 후보는 인도계로 하버드대에서 공공정책 분야 학위를 받았습니다.
My name is Aneesh Chopra. I'm the son of immigrants from India. My father was a refugee at the age of 2, and they had a firm belief that with education, our family could thrive through the middle class and allow my sister and I to live a better life. I grew up in the technology industry at the intersection of healthcare and technology at a company that's now worth over $500 million in revenue and 2,000 employees. So I've seen firsthand what it takes to be successful. I served as Governor Kane's Secretary of Technology, first ever Asian appointee to that role, and President Obama's first Chief Technology Officer.
애니시 초프라 후보는 지난 2003년 31살의 나이로 버지니아주의 기술장관으로 임명돼 재직하는 동안 강력한 카리스마와 특유의 설득력으로 수많은 정책들을 마련하고 막대한 영향력을 발휘하며 수많은 성과를 이뤄냈습니다.
President Obama had asked me to focus on how we can grow the economy with jobs and industries of the future. And how do we make sure government can be as innovative and creative as all the technologies allow us to do in the private sector. I'm proudest of 3 big accomplishments for both Governor Kane and President Obama. One is ensuring that we have a foundation for long-term economic growth. Second, we make it easier for entrepreneurs and innovators to raise capital to create new jobs. And last, but certainly not least, we've opened up our government. Using these new technologies, we've made it easier for people to participate with their government, to bring their ideas to Washington, and to extend all of the data that we've made available in Washington and in Virginia so that entrepreneurs and innovators could create new industries, products, and services.
미 연방정부의 효율성 제고와 비용 절감을 위한 각종 기술 정책을 총괄한 애니시 초프라 후보는 정부의 역할도 잘 이해하고 있는 것으로 긍정적인 평가를 받고 있습니다. 초프라 후보가 부지사에 선출된다면 새로운 일자리를 창출할 뿐만 아니라 이러한 일자리에서 요구하는 기술을 습득할 수 있도록 돕고 새로운 비즈니스 창출과 평등한 기회부여를 통해 공정한 사회를 만들기 위해 노력할 것이라고 밝혔습니다.
Would you tell us why you are running for Lieutenant Governor?
I'm running for Lieutenant Governor because I believe the decisions Virginia will make over the next 4 years will have a huge impact for the next 40 years. And that those decisions are all about whether we create opportunity for everyone and give people the chance to create not just new jobs, but to have the skills they need to fill those jobs. And that we make good on that basic promise that if you work hard, you play by the rules, you deserve a decent living. This is something that we're going to fight for every day, and I'm running because I believe Virginia has been doing this in the past. It's been our story and what led us to greatness.
You promised that you would stand with the middle class, so how would you do that?
Well, there are 3 things that are key to the Virginia middle class. First is more middle class jobs. What we know from our economy today is that there are open, unfilled jobs, many of them with technical backgrounds, that remain unfilled because our workforce doesn't have the skills to fill them. So to me, making sure that we have a workforce ready for the jobs that pay well and lift families up is critical. Second, I strongly believe that new businesses are key to strengthening the middle class. What grows the American economic pie are companies that are formed that don't exist today, but they plant their flag in Virginia. If more people plant their new flags in Virginia, the pie will grow. And third, I think the middle class is about strengthening equality of opportunity. That means for women, they deserve equal pay for equal work. That means that for seniors who feel like they've lost some of their opportunity, if you lose your job at 55 or 60, it's very hard for you to be back on the payroll. So we need fair rules of the road so that the long-term unemployed, women who don't get full equal pay, that we work together to make sure that we've got a good basic compact, that the rules of our road emphasize strength and opportunity. That's how we win the middle class.
What are your significant concerns that Virginia voters are facing? What are your priorities?
I would say there are three things that I want to do. First and foremost, I want to make sure that we have a workforce that has the skills they need to meet the jobs of the future. Second, I want to make Virginia a top 5 state to support new businesses and entrepreneurs. And third, I want to put these rules of the road that make that basic compact true on paycheck fairness for women and on making sure that we've got tools to help the long-term unemployed.
초프라 후보는 버지니아주가 그 어느 주보다 경제 성장을 이룰 수 있는 많은 잠재 가능성을 가지고 있으며 버지니아주는 지속적인 발전을 이루며 변화하고 있다고 확신했습니다.
Well, I would begin by saying, as someone who moved to Virginia right after graduate school, I came here because this place, more than any other state in the country, had moved forward. For the past 50 years, Virginia stood out among the best. Low skills, low income state 50 some odd years ago to a high skills, high income state. And that happened because we made smart investments in our human capital, investments in our future. That's the story of Virginia, and I'm running to restore that future. I will restore Virginia's focus on making sure that the economy works for everyone, and I can't wait for the opportunity to take this message to the Virginian people throughout 2013.
애니시 초프라 후보는 버지니아주의 성공은 모든 구성원들의 적극적인 사회 참여가 이루어질 때 가능하다며 아메리칸 드림을 이룰 수 있는 동등한 기회를 모든 구성원들이 부여받을 수 있도록 노력하겠다고 말했습니다.
Because I believe success in Virginia makes sure that everyone participates in our society. You know, part of what I did for President Obama and for Governor Kaine was to make sure that we had every single individual of Asian heritage, of African American heritage, of anyone in between, so that they could contribute in our society. That means creating a job by being an entrepreneur. That means making sure that if they have a challenge or a concern, that their voice is heard. My message to Korean Americans is simple. This is our country as much as it is everyone else. And if we are to be equal under the law, if we are to give an equal shot at the American dream, America will be better for it. I'm running for Lieutenant Governor because I want to make sure that Virginia lives up to those ideals and welcomes your voice and your participation.
애니시 초프라 후보는 자신이 첫 에이시안 아메리칸 버지니아주 부지사가 돼 보다 강건하고 기회의 평등을 보장받는 사회를 이룰 수 있고 궁극적으로 버지니아주의 성장과 발전을 도모할 수 있도록 자신을 지지해달라고 호소했습니다.
To my fellow Korean Americans and Asian Americans writ large, Virginia's election in 2013 has a huge impact on what the future will be like for our children and our grandchildren. The choice is clear. Do we want a stronger, more inclusive society that gives opportunity for everyone? And Virginia has celebrated and benefited from our participation. Let's keep that momentum going. Let's focus on what made us great when Governor Warner and Governor Kaine had led us to be best managed state, best state for business, best place to raise a family. I will work every day as Lieutenant Governor to ensure all of us are part of this great and wonderful state. With your support on June 11th, I'll be the first Asian American candidate for Lieutenant Governor, and I hope to serve all of us to the fullest of my ability.
지난 2003년 31살의 나이로 버지니아주의 기술장관 임명돼 재직했었고 미 연방정부 역사상 최초의 기술 책임자로 지명돼 새로운 역사를 써오고 있는 애니시 초프라 후보가 이젠 첫 에이시안 아메리칸 버지니아 부지사라는 또 다른 역사를 쓰기 위해 새로운 도전의 발걸음을 힘차게 내딛고 있습니다. WKTV 뉴스 홍은영입니다.